This man put $100 bill in a glass of wine and pressed it gently down with his finger. He didn't lift the bill until it was completely soaked in alcohol, so a brand new bill became an old bill. Then he did the same thing with all the cash he had on him, and then they used a hairdryer to dry it all out, because these bills were freshly printed counterfeits. If they're too new, they'll arouse suspicion. Jack and Mike went to a supermarket to check if they could be used. Jack told the owner that he wanted a pack of toilet paper and handed the owner the money, but when the owner took the money, he looked serious. He checked the cash in his hand. Then he turned to Jack. Jack realized something was wrong, but as he tried to run, he was quickly grabbed by the wrist. Mike realized that Jack was in danger. He quickly pulled Jack out of the crowd, but the boss wasn't going to let them go. After a chase, they hid in an alley. That's how they escaped. They didn't realize that their carefully crafted counterfeit bills would be easily detected, but they soon found a workable solution. It turned out that in 2016, India's currency was completely upgraded. The currency bills use color-changing ink. The bills show a slight color change when exposed to different angles and light, and there's a unique security line on them. That's the key to passing through a currency checker. Whether it's $500 or $1,000, the bills are made of a special cotton pulp paper. The texture of this material is completely different from that of other papers. That's why a real bill can make a crisp sound, although it seems difficult to make fake bills. But they didn't give up. Soon they were on their way. The first step was to make a template, because the bill had a very fine noir pattern on it. Even the world's most powerful scanners couldn't make an exact match. The only way to do it is by hand. And as a professional, Mike's specialty was replicating famous paintings. First, Mike drew a first draft by hand and then scaled it down, so he could make a printing plate. The second step was the paper. They scoured bookstores and used bookstores every day to find the right paper. They even paid for subscriptions to magazines. Finally, they found a material with a similar feel. But there was a problem. Not only was the paper not thick enough, but it was also a different color. But that wasn't a problem for Mike. All he had to do was combine two sheets of paper into one to get the right thickness. The color can be changed by bleaching. The problem was solved by printing the front and back of the two sheets of paper. The third step was light change ink. Jack learned to print in a factory when he was 5 years old. With over 30 years of experience and all the information on the internet, he tried more than 100 kinds of pigment color mixing. Eventually, he found a suitable metallic paint and successfully blended it into a nearly perfect color-changing ink. But the lines on the banknotes were impossible to imitate, and that didn't stop them. They discovered that the $10 line was the same as the $500 line, so all they had to do was remove the flash tape from the $10 and transfer it to the fake bill. Finally, to make the bills crisp, Jack made a potion of water and hydrogen and applied it evenly to the surface of the paper. That's how they achieve a realistic feel. It's time for another miracle. Mike put a stack of bills into the machine. As the machine sifted through the bills, they've successfully fooled the machine. It's amazing that the machine can't even detect a fake bill, so it's even more unlikely that the naked eye would be able to detect the problem.